With the decline of Call of Duty, I really wanted to like XDefiant, but here's why I simply can't. Let's set the stage. Call of Duty, Halo, and Battlefield have all been getting worse over the last decade, and there's without a doubt room for a new big player in FPS space to emerge. It's been so bad recently that most content creators and players voice frustrations with these AAA titles online. Whenever a new FPS title comes out, it gets a lot of attention online from people who are tired of what games are out currently and desperately want a new, fun game to grind. This often makes people overlook issues that games have just in the hopes that the next great game is around the corner. After playing the XDefiant beta, I'm afraid this is just one of those games, again, that this is going to happen to, and it's just going to fall into irrelevancy soon after launch. Unlike most content creators, I wait to the very end of the beta for me to make my video on XDefiant. Most people probably made their videos expressing what they think or feel about the game just after their first day of playing the beta. I tried playing the first couple of days when it was almost impossible to play because the servers were not letting players online. I played the game all the way through the beta, even the extra few days that they gave us at the very end. With all that said, I just do not see the point of XDefiant. There's a massive gap that needs to be filled in the space, and I feel that XDefiant is almost a soulless game that has the same exact issues as all the three big franchises that I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, this is just the state of gaming right now. So let's get into the pros and cons of XDefiant. There are definitely some pros here, but I feel the cons outweigh them by a lot. The first pro is that this game is completely free. Now this can also be seen as a con if you don't want cheaters to be in your game. If the anti-cheat isn't good, people can just keep making new accounts just to cheat on. Another pro is that the graphics of the game are pretty good, and I also like the bright and vivid colors. There are already 14 maps in the beta, and that's a very good number. Although there aren't many maps that blew me away with their design, actually most of the maps play pretty well. The gunplay in XDefiant really reminds me of the old Call of Duty titles, which is a good thing. I found myself playing some different game modes which I thought were fun even if they're not brand new ideas completely. There is no skill-based matchmaking in casual lobbies, which is an amazing feature. Mark Rubin is an ex-Call of Duty developer, and he's worked on some of the best Call of Duty titles, and him and his team have been very responsive on social media and talking to fans about their concerns. Moving along, another pro is that you are able to reload cancel during gunfights. All of the gun attachments in the game tell you exactly what their stats do, the pros and cons, and I believe that's a very good feature in the game. Now that we have all those pros out of the way, you might be asking yourself, why would you dislike this game? It seems pretty good on paper, huh? Well, one of my pros was Mark Rubin responding to people on Twitter about their concerns of the game. One of those people he responded to was me. I uploaded a video of some crazy bad desync in the game to Twitter, and he responded saying that they have a new netcode and it wasn't ready to put into the beta. The desync and the lag in the beta was so bad that it made me quit playing most every night that I was actually playing the game. What Mark is telling me is alarming and the exact reason why I cannot believe in this game for the future. He's stating that they have a new netcode that they didn't put into the beta. My issue with this is just like every other gamer out there, we've been burned many times by developers making promises they cannot back up. I've seen this so many times in the past, I cannot in good faith just believe Mark when he says this to me. I also had a conversation with a friend of mine who played this game almost 2 years ago in a test. If this game was tested by people 2 years ago and the netcode is still this bad today, I'm sorry, but I cannot believe you when you're telling me that it's going to get much better in the future. The netcode and desync is so bad, I do not believe any real competitive players or people who just want to grind the game will stick around, making XDefiant just another dead game in a sea of dead games. There is absolutely nothing fun about getting shot around corners and watching your screen and having nothing on it make sense to you. I cannot stress how bad these servers were. They might be the worst servers I've ever played in an FPS game ever. This is ultimately why I believe the game will die out. If they're not making a ton of money through microtransactions, why would they even try to fix the netcode in a free-to-play game? This game also feels like a free-to-play game at times, which is also a bad point. My last con for XDefiant is the classes and the abilities. The classes were extremely unbalanced in the beta, but this is one thing I do believe that they will be able to change in the future. So I have to leave off with talking about Mark Rubin, Ubisoft, and the gaming industry. Who is XDefiant for? I believe it's a Call of Duty clone that doesn't do enough right to warrant players to jump ship from Call of Duty to play this as their main game. I'm failing to see the passion from the developers in this game as well. I feel that having classes and abilities in this game wasn't the decision of Mark Rubin and the developers, but something forced to them by Ubisoft and shareholders to maximize their profits. Hey, we see hero-based games selling a lot of skins in the game. To make all these other people money, why not throw Sam Fisher in the game while you're at it? This is why gaming's in a huge decline right now. Do you want to make games and be able to say you're a developer of a big name game that everybody knows? Well, get ready to sell your soul, not make the game that you want to make, and then also have to ship out a game that's lackluster to all these players. I extremely doubt that Mark Rubin and the Call of Duty team had these issues when they were making games like Call of Duty 4. Now that big business has seen the potential of earnings from video games, everything has changed. I'll leave you guys on that note. I'm BMilitant. Let me know what your thoughts are on XDefiant and also my video, and leave your comments in the comments section below. As always, if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Peace.